Alrighty guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how I start off my sketches. So this is a tutorial video. I've been talking about tutorial videos for quite a while, so you guys are getting one finally. So anyway, so we're just going to start off with a character. I've been drawing a lot of like comic book style characters lately, and I'm not going to slow down. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to start off, I think, off the top, let's just draw like a Batman. Why not? So, what I like to do when I start off, I really like to just kind of start off with just kind of like a line. So you'll see why I kind of put like this little bend in here. So, what I'm gonna do is like, let's say, so this is kind of like the top of his head right here, and then this is gonna kind of be like where the chin and all of that will connect. So we'll put a little line just like that right here. And then where his shoulders are going to be, we're just going to, oops, that's too thick. We're just going to put a little line right there. So we're just going to start off like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw just like a little circle shape right there. I don't like those thick ones. So we'll just do that. And then for his shoulders, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up and just kind of add something like this, like right in here. So as you can kind of see, and then for the neck, then we'll just come down. Actually, here, let's bring that in a little bit more. So kind of more like this. And then with the back, we'll just do just like so. So see, so that was very quick how we were able to do that. So what I will do now is I really just like to just start shaping it, honestly. So once you get something down, and this is really rough, but it's pretty easy to start shaping stuff. So for instance, like obviously we're going to want his head to come out a little bit. Oops, that's a little too far. So let's just do this. So we'll just have the head just kind of come out a little bit right here, and then we'll just say there's the cowl or part of it. And then his chin is going to be somewhere right in here. So we'll just kind of just do that. And this layer, it's very easy for it to just, it's okay for it to be messy because we're not trying to make anything like super perfect right now. So yeah, so we'll just start off like that. And then from here, we'll just kind of come on down. And then we'll just cut in right here. So this is going to be a different kind of Batman with a very different type of helmet. So we'll just go with it. So anyway, so then we got this piece here for the nose, and then we'll just draw a little line right here. This is where the eye is going to be. So we'll just start off like that, and then the bat ears, we'll put them like right in here. So we'll just do that, just like so. Now this is really rough, but that's still kind of the whole point. It's supposed to be rough. It's just for us to just get an idea. You can always tweak and shape things later. So I really like to draw and then just like shape stuff up as I'm working, and not trying to worry too much about making everything perfect and all that stuff. So because you can always come back and add. So yeah, so we're just kind of seeing like what we want to do with the drawing. So like here, we're making like the part of the neck, we're making it a little bit more tough, kind of like it's armored, just kind of getting an idea. And as you start to draw too, you'll see certain things where you're like, I kind of want to reshape that. I don't like the way that looks or whatever. So never feel too worried, because nothing is ever 100% solid. So at this point, a lot of times I'll just start taking an eraser and literally just start erasing like certain parts till I can start to see the shape of it and see like I feel like I brought this out a little bit too far. So we're going to cut that in a little bit. Once you like really start realizing that the eraser is just another tool, it is, and not so much for something to like correct mistakes or anything, it starts to not feel so intimidating. So as you can see, like it's a process of drawing and cleaning up, drawing and cleaning up. So yeah, so we've got that. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to erase this part, and we're probably going to push that in just a little bit. Now, I also know that like not everyone draws this way, but this is just a way that I find that helps me to be able to draw where I actually feel comfortable and not like so stressed out as I'm drawing about thinking about every little detail. And so what I want to do is I kind of want to bring that nose out a little bit more with a point to it. So then see, we can take the eraser and kind of erase that. Now, it might be a little bit too much. It's always trying to find a balance. I kind of like, I've been on this like anime kind of style lately. So I'm trying to find the right nose. There we go. I think that looks good. So this will erase like the excess around it. So see, now that's just me personally. I kind of like the way the nose looks here. And see, like we have the chin here, but what we can do is we can adjust it. So see, now that we have that excess, we can kind of compare and see which one looks better. As we can see, that one clearly looks better, so we'll just erase. And then as we can see, this probably needs to come up a little bit, so I'll just erase that right here. Just like that. And then we'll just bring this around. Just like so. And it really kind of just helps you just kind of like, okay, I see what I'm doing. I know where I want to go. Just how do I get there? So yeah, so we'll do that. And then also too, let's maybe bring out his forehead just a tad bit. Just like so. And make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So sometimes when I'm holding the camera, sometimes I can get carried away with not paying attention. And what I think I'm going to do though is, let's see, I kind of want to bring all of this down a little bit lower. I feel like we're seeing maybe a little too much of his face. Also too, so let's do this. Let's bring it in. Also too, let's put like, where his lips are going to kind of be like right there. So see, that looks much better, doesn't it? That looks so much better. So let's do this. Let's put a little slant right in here. I really like this method because it really helps you not feel overly, you don't feel so stressed, because you're like, okay, well, I'm going to be using the eraser quite a bit and not just acting like I have to draw everything so perfect. So what I'll do now is, Batman always has a cape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little, sometimes I like putting little circles like this just to kind of like remind myself of like, okay, this is an area of interest that you need to pay attention to. So we're going to put a little bit of puff on there, because obviously his cape is not super flat with his armor, so we actually want it to look like it has like a drape, like it's hanging over, if you guys get what I mean. So we'll do that. Also too, let's just put this here because this is where his arm is going to be. So let's just put like let's say he's got like some kind of thing on his arm. Batman always has like gadgets and all that stuff, so we'll just put that there. So we can always detail that type of stuff later. So also too, let's bring out his chest a little bit more. So you see, this is the original line where we kind of started. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this out. It's always contrast and comparing, you know, like just comparing what looks better. Just if you get in the habit of doing that, it actually keeps your drawing process very, very smooth, so you don't feel like you're getting stuck. And you don't always have to connect the lines either, because again, this is just our rough sketch, which I absolutely love. I love rough sketches. So we'll just bring the rest of his cape on down like that. That's looking pretty good. So let's go back to the eraser. The eraser's over here. And I'm going to erase some of these lines right here. So we're going to get rid of these ones right here. And again, anytime you're drawing, you have to remember everything comes with practice. Just practice, 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 practice. Everything's not going to come right away, but if you continue to stay consistent, it will all work out, I promise. So let's bring, And I actually just thought of something. I've seen this style before. I like it when Batman's cape actually comes all the way around and connects into the front. I think that's kind of a cool look. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that little circle that was in there, because we're going to have it come all the way around. Now see with this here, we have like his chest. So let's do, I kind of want this to look like it actually pops off of the chest, like it's a piece of armor and it's not just the same right there. So see how we put that little lip there? So just little details like that, they go a long way, very long way. So let's do that. Let's put like a kind of a circular shape right here. This is where some of his armor is going to be. So we'll just kind of do the setup work for what it would kind of look like or something. So I don't know. I'm sketching from my head, by the way, so I don't have any reference art up in front of me. So I'm just kind of creating my own Batman, if you will. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with how the cowl looks. Let's do over here just a little. Let's try that again. Just a little something, just to kind of show that the other ear is over there. But that's still, it's too fat compared to that one. Now that's just me being picky because it's not something to really focus on. So let's just do that. Just put a little detail right here. I'm gonna put like a little spot where you can see his nostril, just a little bit like that. Maybe we'll put little stuff like there to make him look a little bit more angry. And then also too right here, we'll put like a little line for kind of like the jawline that can connect up into the ear part of the cowl. And then on the back of his neck, let's make it look like it's a little armored. So let's try that again. Go back one more. Okay, and one more. Okay, so we're just gonna make this look almost like a scale or something. So it's like really tough. And then we can just bring that up and we can connect those. Put another one right there. So that way you can kind of tell, you're like, oh, okay, this dude is armored up. You can see it in the neck. And sometimes I like to just put little things like maybe there's little screws right here or something, just kind of holding everything into place. So yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. And then let's put like some little lines right here. Maybe these will be pockets later on or something. So now that looks pretty good. Now I'll eventually finish this drawing, but I want to, let's do this, because that's kind of where his arm starts to bend a little bit. So this is kind of a more stealthy, sleek Batman. But, okay, so let's, just for the sake of this video, let's say this is where we want it, okay? So now sometimes you might want to be like, okay, well, let's start adding some shadowing, but we're actually not going to do any shadow yet. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to create a new layer, and this is what we're going to do. So this next layer, I'm going to use a marker, so you can see we kind of got that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to zoom in, and now we're going to sketch over this again, but we're going to try to like maybe make it look a little bit more polished, a little bit more clean as we're working. So I'll explain that as I go. But so we're going to start off here, and we're practically just going to trace out everything that we just did, but sometimes we'll add a little bit more style on top of it. So we'll just kind of like make things a little bit more pronounced, if that makes sense. I just put that there because I felt like it. So yeah, so let's go ahead and bring this down. I actually want to put like a little lip right there. For some reason, I just feel like that kind of looks cool. So I'll just do that. Just like so. And I like to start over here. I don't like to just trace from one direction and do the whole thing. I do it like across different spaces because it actually helps me feel more more comfortable. So let's start right here and just cover this up right here to connect those two. Perfect. And then we'll come back over here. And guys, when you're drawing, it's very important to remember to just take your time. Just put on some music. A lot of times I like to listen to like lo-fi music as I'm drawing. Or sometimes I turn on like a show and just have it playing in the background. So something really awesome that you enjoy, and just have it playing in the background, just to kind of help keep you from getting like in too much in your head of like, oh gosh, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Now here's the interesting part. So here's what we're gonna do. So I'm actually gonna erase this front part right here, because you see these wrinkles in the front of his head. Little details like this, they go a long way. So we're actually gonna bevel this out just a little bit, just to make it look a little bit more like you can see there's wrinkles there and it's not just like flat. So we'll do that. And let's put this right here, and then we'll come over here. I apologize for the tutorials taking so long for me to get one of these up, but I've been so busy. As I told you guys, I just recently moved to Georgia. I've been in California all this time. So anyway, but yeah, so I just moved out here, and I've just been busy just trying to get myself settled in, and yeah, so but now I should be able to focus a little bit more on getting some more tutorial stuff done. So we're not going to do any coloring in this particular tutorial. I think what we'll do though is we'll do I don't see why we couldn't do a little bit of shadowing. I think that would kind of finish this tutorial off nicely if we have time. So we'll see. I do feel like we'll have enough time to get stuff done. So anyway, so hey, let's just go ahead and just bring this down. See how I just added kind of like the little little ruffle in there or whatever. So yeah, so let's go ahead and just bring this on around, bring that down. There we go. And just come over here, just do some stuff like this. Now, it's very interesting because my drawings, I know sometimes some people, they'll get rid of the underlayer. I leave it. I actually really like the look once I start coloring it, because I clean it up as I work. But I kind of like the look of being able to see like the rough sketch underneath with this really nice, shadowing and color and all that stuff. I really like that look. So I tend to leave our first sketch layer. There was a point when I used to not do that, but then I actually started doing a lot of drawings, and I was like, I actually like this look. There's something about me to where I like this look of like imperfection, to where you can almost kind of see like all the little things that it took to make it. And so that's kind of what I guess that's kind of what I'm talking about. So anyway, so yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So we got a pretty decent looking Batman. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to merge those two, but I am going to make another layer. Oops, okay, we just made two, but whatever. So one, we can just put a little arrow over here, and this is our light. So this is where our light source is going to be coming from. And then we're going to click back on here on the other layer, and I'm actually going to keep the same marker that we have. I'm just going to make it bigger. So we're going to expand the size. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. And what I'm going to do is, oh, you know what? I should actually, most important thing, I should hit save. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to drop the opacity on this just a little bit. So we're at about like 56% lowered the opacity. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to add some shading. So let's do this. So let's zoom in a little bit. I actually might need to make that a little bit smaller. So we're going to do just a little bit of shading here on the nose. So put a little bit of shading here, a little bit right here. And that's good. So we'll do that. I'm going to do a little bit here, because remember the light's kind of hitting downward on him. So it's very important. So we'll put a little bit here to kind of show there's a little lip right there. Oops. Make sure you guys can see that. Sorry. So we'll just do that right there. And then also do the same thing right here. And then a little bit more back here behind the ear. So we'll do that, but there's going to be quite a bit more because I'll do that. So this is the back side of his head, so most of the shadow is going to be back here. So we'll just do this and do a little bit right in here, and we'll leave a little bit because we'll make it look like a little bit of light is hitting right there. So we're just going to bring all of this all the way back up, just like so, all the way up. And then over here, we're just going to kind of draw a little bit more back here on his shoulders. And you can spend as much time as you want doing this part right here. I'm just kind of like, trying to show you a little bit on what I like to do, but you can mess around with this as much as you want. So yeah, here underneath this chest area, we're gonna put some shadow. Oops, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna put some shadow right here, right there, and then just a tad bit, and I do mean a tad bit, just right here, and then a little bit right in there, and like so. And now I'm going to grab the fill tool, and we're going to dump, 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 and I think that's it. So yeah. Okay, so now we've got some shading on our Batman, and I'm actually going to make the shading a little less intense, just like so. I kind of like that look right there. And we'll put a little bit right here, maybe a little bit right in there. Just like so. And remember guys, just practice, practice, practice. Don't get frustrated. If you do get frustrated, send me a message on Instagram. My page is the Tablet King. Just hit me up and just say like, hey, I'm frustrated or whatever. Like, what can we do? So yeah, just let me know, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. So, all right, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one. And I hope this was helpful. If it was, please comment below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, like and subscribe. And yeah, I love you all. You guys are awesome. So I will be back with more tutorials on this type of stuff, and just continue to keep drawing together. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Bye.